In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Healing Out Loud, Boundaries and Becoming, where we stop pretending and start healing for real. It's your girl, your host Kayla, and welcome my beautiful people and my fellow overthinkers. Y'all are truly a part of this family. Now let's talk boundaries, becoming, and everything it takes to live this life out loud. Guys, if you listened to the last episode, we talked about the mental and emotional side of living with PCOS. The stuff that doesn't always get talked about, like anxiety, self-doubt, and feeling disconnected from your own body. Now on today, I want to keep the conversation going and talk about the physical side of PCOS. Because honestly, that's usually where everything shows up first. The symptoms, the changes you notice in the mirror, and the things that make you go, wait, what is my body doing? I'll be sharing some of my own physical experiences with PCOS, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of it's been awkward, some of it's been frustrating, and some of it you kind of just have to laugh at. And yeah, we're talking about things most people pretend don't exist. This episode isn't about fixing anything or telling you what you should be doing. It's just about being real about what's it like to live in a body that doesn't always cooperate, and reminding you that none of this is your fault. So if you're listening and already feeling seen, I'm really glad you chose to be here. So after talking about the mental side of PCOS in the last episode, it feels natural to dive straight into the physical side. PCOS can feel like your body is staging its own reality show, and you didn't even get a say in the casting. 1 month is irregular periods that show up whenever they feel like it. The next month is weight shifts that happen no matter how much you try to control them. And then there's the acne, the hair thinning, and the extra hair in places you never asked for. And the truth is, many of us experience a mix of all these at once. And that's the thing about PCOS. It's not just one problem. It's a full body, multi-system chaos situation that doesn't care about your plans, your mood, or your patience. And for me, that was the most frustrating part, because I was dealing with 2 or 3 of these symptoms stacking on each other, and it felt like no matter what I did, something new would pile on before I could catch a break. Sometimes I look in the mirror and think, really? All of this at once? But here's the thing. Just because your body acts like it has its own agenda doesn't mean you're failing. Your body isn't broken. It's responding to hormones, insulin, and inflammation that aren't under your control. And once you stop blaming yourself for your symptoms you didn't cause, something powerful will happen. You realize you're managing the chaos, surviving it, and handling it like a total badass. PCOS may make your life messy, but that doesn't make you weak. And if anything, dealing with all of it at once proves how resilient you really are. And speaking of all that chaos, it comes with a bonus symptom nobody really warns you about: exhaustion. Fatigue with PCOS isn't just feeling tired. It's the kind of deep bone, why can't I even get out of bed tired that makes dealing with everything else feel twice as hard. So let's talk about it, because acknowledging the fatigue is the first step toward actually managing it, instead of just pushing through and pretending you're fine. Now, fatigue, or as I like to say, the silent sidekick of PCOS that nobody warns you about, and trust me, it's not the I stayed up too late last night kind of tired. This is the kind of exhaustion that hits you even after a full night of sleep. Some days I'd be running errands or working, and then I finally get in my car and just sit. Guys, I mean just sit there for like 5 to 10 minutes before even starting the engine to drive home. I'm just staring, exhaling, letting the relief, the overwhelm, and the sheer why is my body doing this energy drain hit all at once. And yes, I eventually drove off, but only after giving myself a mini pep talk like, Kayla, you've handled worse. Now let's move on, start the car, and let's get to the house. And the worst part, people would see me functioning and assume I was perfectly fine. I mean, there was no one who could see that under the surface, my body was running on fumes, juggling hormones, insulin resistance, and whatever chaos PCOS decided to throw at me on that week. Fatigue isn't laziness, though. It's your body screaming, hey, I'm handling a lot here. Cut me some slack. Taking it seriously, though, that's a whole nother challenge. Pacing yourself, setting boundaries, asking for help, giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. Yeah, that all sounds simple on paper, right? But in reality, it's more like trying to organize a closet that keeps magically filling itself with things you don't even know existed. Some days you nail it. Some days you don't, and that's okay. The point is, managing fatigue isn't about pushing harder or pretending you're fine. It's about listening to your body, respecting your limits, and taking back some control in a situation that often feels completely out of your hands. And while fatigue can knock the wind out of your day, PCOS has another way of messing with your body that hits a little differently, but just as hard. That's right, I'm talking weight and body changes. Suddenly your body can feel like it's doing whatever it wants, and no amount of clean eating or exercising seems to get it back on track. It's confusing, frustrating, and yes, definitely infuriating. Now let's be real. Weight changes with PCOS aren't just about vanity. They affect how you feel, how your clothes fit, and how often people assume they can comment on your body. Some people gain weight, and some people struggle to lose it. And then there's us. We do a little bit of both at the same time. And that's before you even throw in stubborn belly fat, bloating, or water retention that seems to appear out of nowhere. Guys, after being diagnosed with PCOS in 23, I had to figure out what actually worked for my body. Which, spoiler alert, it wasn't spending hours at the gym or following some strict, perfect diet. For me, it was just the simpler things. Cutting down on my favorite drink, Dr. Pepper, because yes, I was basically married to it. And instead, drinking more water without immediately forgetting. I constantly walked Monday through Friday, even when my bed tried to trap me. I would also wear a waist trainer for support without feeling like I was in a medieval torture device. And I was paying attention to getting enough sleep instead of spending hours researching every possible exercise and diet out there. Like I was training for a PhD in PCOS management. Failure. But here's the kicker. It all started with building confidence in my body as it was. Regardless of how bloated or skinny I looked that day, that confidence gave me the motivation to care for my body, not to fix it or punish it, but to heal it. And that's the thing about us women with PCOS. We have to learn to build that confidence in whatever shape our body is in. So we have the energy and motivation to actually work with our bodies instead of constantly fighting them. Guys, when you start from the place of respect and self-trust, even in the small changes, walking more, drinking water, prioritizing sleep, all that can add up to a huge result over time. And yes, for me, that approach helped me lose 50 plus pounds within a year. But more importantly, it helped me feel strong, capable, and in control again. PCOS may have weight and body changes unpredictable, but learning to love and trust your body while working with it is the real win. And that confidence is what fuels the healing. Not a diet, not a scale, and certainly not anyone else's opinion. And just when you think you got a handle on fatigue and weight changes, PCOS throws in another curveball. That's right, hormonal symptoms. These can show up in ways you didn't ask for, such as acne, hair thinning, or hair growing in places you definitely did not want extra hair. Because why have just one symptom when you can have a full-on hormonal circus? Now, let's be real. For me, it was the dark spots and unwanted hairs on my face. Guys, I'm being real with y'all. I was like full on growing a beard at times. But luckily for me, I have a brother who's a total makeup guru and a skincare expert. That's right. Shout out to my brother, Neon MUA. And he helped me figure out the products that actually work for my skin. So guys, seriously, I want for y'all to go check his social media out. Neon MUA. He is a magician with the makeup and skincare. And with the hair situation, waxing became the holy grail for me, but it's expensive. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. Literally, I actually learned how to do my own wax. Now, learning to wax myself was a trial and error adventure. I had to coach myself like a personal drill sergeant a couple times. There were times I'd be like, okay, Kayla, deep breath, just pull it. Don't chicken out. There was tons of mistakes. There were yelps, and there were moments of questioning my life choices. But now, I wax myself from head to toe, and it's been surprisingly rewarding. It's like earning a black belt in personal grooming, and trust me, the confidence boost is real. And here's the empowering part. Just like with weight or fatigue, these symptoms don't define us. Managing them isn't about perfection. It's about figuring out what works for your body. Setting routines that actually help and learning to roll your eyes a little instead of letting it make you feel broken. PCOS is messy and unfair, but we're still in control of how we respond to it. Whether it's finding a skincare routine that works, managing hair in ways that make you feel confident, or just learning to laugh at the absurdity of it all. This is about reclaiming your power in a body that sometimes refuses to play by the rules. So with all that being said, and before we close this up, y'all know what time it is. It's activity time. And this one is called One Step at a Time, because that's what PCOS girls got to do. We got to take one step at a time. All right? So this activity is going to help you connect with your body and take a little control back from PCOS. So the first thing we're going to do is an energy check. Friend, I want you to notice where you feel drained the most this week. And then think about one small thing you can do to give yourself a bit of energy. And write that down or say it out loud. But I want you to keep that thought in your mind. Okay? And the next thing is a body check. And I know we all hate to do it sometimes, but friend, get in front of that mirror and look at your body as it is today. And I want you to think of one thing you can appreciate about it. Even if it's tiny, write it down. Keep it in your mind because it's going to be useful later. Now, step number 3 is going to be a hormone check. I want you to pick one small thing you can do this week to manage a hormonal symptom, whether it's skincare, waxing, or just laughing at yourself sometimes. Guys, the goal isn't to fix anything, it's to notice, acknowledge, and take one tiny action that makes your body feel a little more in your control this week. So friend, think about everything you wrote down. Use that this week. We're going to attack PCOS one step at a time. We're not going to try to come at it full-fledged, because when we do that, it's like we're just setting ourselves up for some failure, right? So instead, we're just going to take it one step at a time. And before you know it, you'll be the boss of PCOS and he won't be the boss of you. All right. Now we've covered a lot. Fatigue, weight, body changes, acne, hair growth. I mean, guys, basically PCOS is throwing a full-blown chaos party and forgetting to send out invites. And yeah, it's frustrating, unfair, and sometimes just plain ridiculous. But here's the thing. You are not your symptoms, and you are not PCOS. Your worth isn't measured by your energy, your weight, or the hairs your body decides to grow overnight. What matters is how you respond, how you care for yourself, and how you build confidence in your body as it is right now. Remember that activity we just did? That's not just busy work, okay? It's a practice in reclaiming power, not perfection. Not fixing everything overnight, just small intentional steps that remind you your body is on your team and it's not the enemy. And for the record, laughing at PCOS is allowed. Rolling your eyes at the chaos is allowed. And taking a nap because your body demands it, now that's definitely allowed. You're navigating a messy, unpredictable condition. And every time you notice, act, or care for your body, friend, you're kicking ass. That's not small, that's huge. So take a deep breath. Give yourself some credit and keep doing what works for you. You've got this. And if nothing else, remember, your brother might be a skincare wizard. Dr. Pepper is definitely delicious, but it's negotiable. And yes, waxing yourself is a skill worth bragging about. Now, before we do any closing, I want to take this moment to give a quick thank you to listeners who aren't personally dealing with PCOS, but you chose to tune in anyway. I truly hope this episode gives you insight, understanding, and maybe even a little empathy for what living with PCOS can be like. Your attention and awareness, it truly matters because it helps make this conversation a little less invisible and more known and more heard. So thank you to all of you guys. And finally, a heads up, guys, this will be the last time we talk about PCOS. For now, guys, don't worry. It's not going forever. In fact, in 6 months during PCOS Awareness Month, which is September, I plan to revisit this topic and I want to dive into the medications, the vitamins, and all that stuff we're being thrown at to survive this thing. So I need for my PCOS girls, I need for y'all to send me some information about some different medications or vitamins that you had to take. And I'm going to take that plus the mess that I've had to take. And we are going to tackle that thing together and bring out the awareness that needs to be heard and said. Okay? And until then, to my PCOS girls, stay blunt, stay empowered, and keep taking your power back from PCOS. One day, one step, and one laugh at a time. And say it with me, guys. That's growth, baby. Again, thank you for showing up for your messy, beautiful, real self, and for being willing to do the work it takes to heal. Guys, continue to follow this show wherever you listen. And if this episode spoke to your heart, please share it with someone who might need a reminder that they're not alone in this. Or just someone who needs a laugh and a little healing, because we're on what? Our healing journey. Okay? And until then, to everyone, take care of your energy. Protect your peace. And remember, becoming might be messy, but it's also beautiful. And you've been listening to Healing Out Loud, Boundaries and Becoming. Keep healing, keep becoming, keep laughing when life gets messy out loud. It's your girl, your host, who will always continue to do the most, Kayla, signing off. And until next time, bye!